Hi there, welcome to this Absynth video tutorial. Now, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's the information right there. Now, a couple of weeks ago, if you've been following the Absynth tutorials that I've been doing, we started this kind of evolving pad sound. Now what I was going to do was just go ahead and create a patch that's longer than this. As we said, we were going to mess around with it and get it evolved. Now normally what I would do is I'd create the patch, I'd get the idea, I'd kind of fine tune it, and then I would make the tutorial. But I thought it might be interesting for you to see my mindset and what it is that I'm thinking when I create these patches, when I'm doing them for my own music. So let's say what I want to do is have a 16 bar intro. Now at the moment it's only 4 bars long, this. So obviously I would have to have my 16 bar MIDI note, as you can see there. So I'll just show you again, it's only 4 bars long at the moment. And that's the complete sound all the way up to the release. Yeah, because it's, as you see here, I've got it gridlocked to 1/8, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is up to here. So as you can see, I've got it gridlocked to 1/8, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1 bar, 2 bars, 3 and a bit bars, and so forth. So what we're going to do is try and make this 16 bars long. Now, if it's pretty easy, if 1 bar is 4, then 16 is 16 times 4, no? So if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if I move that, I forgot now. So 16 times 4 is 64, basically. Okay, so we should now have, probably make it like that, I guess. Let's just zoom into that. So 60, 64, let me just lock that again. Bring that back. Right, let's see if my calculations are correct. I'm just going to hide B and C. Right, so this time that should be 16 bars long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see it is pretty much done. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, as you will notice, I've not included the release in that. So that's a 32 bar. So if I wanted to make that finish here, and then the release section there, I would just take it back a bar, but we'll leave it like that at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy that, copy envelope, go to C, and paste envelope. There we go. Just get a look at them. Now, when you've got complex or fiddly envelopes like this, I don't really want to draw all of that over there. So all I'm going to do is come to this envelope and change it from sustain to loop. So let's have a look and see what happens now. As you can see, oscillator B is looping. Okay, so as you can see, that's perfect. We've got our length there. So now, what I would do is start to think about the patch now, because I've got the length of the envelopes correct. I'd start to go back to the patch window and I think, okay, what can I do to jazz this patch up somewhat? Now we've got a filter in here. Do we have any, and we've got this multi-tap effect as well. So we could figure out ways of messing around with this. We can, obviously it's not affecting A at the moment, it's just B and C, I believe, the effect. The filter has got no control at all at the moment, so you could transpose the filter, you could do all kinds of stuff with the filter. So let's add some more envelopes to make it a little bit more interesting. So if we go to new here, let's see what we've got. So oscillator A, we've got the pitch. Now that might make things a bit crazy. So we could have oscillator A's pitch. What else have we got in there? No, I don't think. We'll just keep it simple at the moment. Channel A's panning. Oscillator B's pitch. Main morph. Modulation pitch. Whoa. Let's use the mod index. And we'll just get one more for oscillator C. Random transpose. Right, so again now, this is up to you. It really depends on how you want your patch to change over time. Now for instance, if I come to oscillator B, now I could copy that. So let's just say copy envelope, go to oscillator as A's main pitch, paste that envelope in there, make sure it's syncing and on loop. So now, if I just show you, so we've got that again, but now it's controlling oscillator A's main pitch. Let's see what kind of effect we get with that. So as you heard, as the patch went on, obviously because there isn't much amplitude here for oscillator A, you didn't really hear anything really until it got to around here, and then you started to hear this change in the pitch. Now, was it working? I didn't really think so. Let's just see if we copy that envelope and paste that envelope into there. See what happens with that. You never know. Well, obviously we know what's going to happen. The pitch is going to rise up, but and of course it's been modulated by that LFO as well. Okay, so it's is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. But what you could do is come back to oscillator A main pitches here. Show. Sorry, not show. New. Come back into oscillator A main pitch and come up here and select use template, and then you could go with something. Well, one of the templates, you could have a step sequencer in there. So now we've got a step sequencer. But as you can see, it's collated the main pitch too. I didn't really want to do that actually. I wanted to just do it on main pitch. So it's probably best then to delete the envelope and start again. So you would go, where is it? Delete selected envelope. Delete that one as well. Okay, so you would come back here, go new, oscillator A, main pitch. I don't know where the templates have gone. What's happened here? There we go. It was on user and I haven't created any. So we could go step sequence, eighths, and now we have a step sequencer. We just want to loop that. So let's see. So I'll just make that bigger. So as you can hear there, we have now got our, well, we've got, it's almost like a little arpeggiator starting to play on our oscillator A. That didn't sound that bad. Of course, you would spend more time figuring out what notes these are on, and I'll do that in another video for you. I'll show you how to do that, how to figure that out. So you would just work on it. So that's one thing you can do. That's changing the feel. We've got that little kind of arpeggiator going. Now we could add that to C as well. So if we go new, oscillator C, main pitch. We go main pitch, edit, copy envelope, oscillator C, main pitch, edit, paste. So now, hopefully it'll be starting to get a little bit more interesting. So, would I normally use something like the step sequencer on an intro? I would, and what I would normally have is after this builds up and fires off, I would maybe have a little pattern that's exactly the same as the step sequencer. You know, so it kind of, it's almost as if this ramp up is introducing this little pattern in the 16 bar intro. Now, some other stuff. The oscillator B mod index. Let's see what this does. Right, let's loop it. But I want to see, what is it, oscillator B, which is granular. So it's a granular. The index, okay, it's here. It's the mod index or balance. If we go back, so mod index or balance. So I don't really know how much this is going to affect the sound. What we can do is we'll just leave it in the middle. And I'll just make it really crazy, the envelope, so that if it is going to affect anything, we'll definitely hear it. So I'm just going to remove that envelope. Go back in. Now it was B, wasn't it? Oscillator B, balance. And I'm going to use a template. Let's use something fast, random fast. Right, that's a nice long one. That's for oscillator B. Right, so it's approximately the same length. So let's see. Let's just listen to it on module B. See what's happening. It's panning. It's randomly panning the sound. Okay, so it's adding a little bit more movement. Would I use it? I don't know really. If I wanted it to be moving like that, then yeah, perhaps. I'm not really sure. I'll just show you one last thing, and it's just, we'll just see if we can modulate some of the filter stuff. So we want to see channel C. We want to go new. Filter C2, probably the frequency. We can ramp up, we can ramp down. Let's use a sine LFO for it. Okay. Now, doesn't look very deep. Right, let's just try that. Put it into loop mode. And I'm going to add a couple of other, put over 1 bar. Now there's probably an LFO in that, which there is, so we can make that a little bit deeper. See? Click onto that. Really try and modulate it somewhat. Now let's see what happens. Now that was just this one, so let's see if we can hear anything. Ooh, that's nice. If you come in and actually, I wasn't really paying attention there and I apologise for that. We had it on cloud, so the filter frequency, the cutoff wasn't actually what you would have expected if it was on like an LPF. So come back into the tone, add the filter on the tone filter, and now you can mess around. And it's sounding really weird now. Alright, that was okay, that. Leave the balance at 100. Okay, let's stick the whole thing on. Let's have a listen. Well, it's definitely changed a lot since the original patch now, but as you can see, that's how I'm starting. That's how I would be working if I was working on my own tune. That's how I would be working. I would just mess around with all different parameters, trying to get it right, keep adding, removing stuff, and just see what I come up with. Generally, I create an intro once I've got maybe like an 8-bar, well, if I've got my bass, my kick, my percussion, my drums, so I've already got the feel of the track, so I know what my intro kind of wants to be. But I hope you've learned something from this. This is just several different methods that you can do to create interest. There's loads of other stuff you can do with it. We haven't even automated any of the effect. There's no effect on A. We could automate amount of master effect, the low pass, the wet and dry amounts, the timing on the tap delays. There's all kinds of things we could automate there. And again, it's just as simple as going new effect and adding whatever it is and adding your envelope where and when you want it. Now we can get a little bit more complex, and I think I'll probably do another one video for this, and we'll start to, maybe not, in fact probably another 2, because I'll try and incorporate into a track that I'm going to make, so we'll really go for something kind of sweet. So yeah, it'll probably be another 2 videos over the next month or so. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something from it, and I shall see you next time, and take it easy. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.